There are stories that fade with time, and there are stories that burn into history like firebrands. This is the tale of three unlikely heroes, a cold-blooded tracker, a forgotten construct, and a man running from his past, who faced the undying and won. This is the story of the fall of Zorathion the Lich. Centuries ago, the land of Nerith was vibrant. Rolling hills, arcane towers, and kingdoms in uneasy peace. But in the northern wastes, something stirred. Zorathion, once an archmage of the Ivory Court, embraced undeath to escape the mortality he so feared. He became a lich, and over 200 years he raised legions of the dead beneath his fortress of black stone, Dreadhold Spire. None who entered the spire returned, until now.
First, Kekwala, a lizard folk ranger from the marshes of Barut. He hunted swamp beasts from age 6. Silent, calculating. He spoke rarely, but when he did, his words cut deep. With his longbow carved from drowned cedar and a quiver of enchanted arrows, he was a ghost in the brush. He sought the lich not for gold, but for vengeance. Zorathion's necrotic fog had blackened his homeland, and he aimed to return the favor.
Second came Bastion 7, a warforged paladin, relic of the last war, shaped of steel and celestial sigils, powered by ancient oaths he barely understood. Bastion was a guardian without a cause, until he stumbled across Zorathion's undead consuming a village. He took the oath of the ancients and vowed to bring light to the lich's darkness. He speaks not of his creators, but one line he repeats often: "If I was made for war, let me end it."
And lastly, Tyron Solmare, human, former noble, exiled sorcerer. Once a student at the Azure Academy, Tyron lost control of a firestorm spell during a duel, killing the son of a duke. Branded and banished, he turned to the adventurer's path. But Tyron had a secret. The fire inside him was no accident. Something ancient slumbered in his blood, a trace of the Phoenix Pact. He joined the fight not to survive, but to atone.
The journey to Dreadhold was paved in ash, villages razed, rivers choked with bone. At Craven Hollow, they fought off a horde of ghouls risen from a mass grave. Kekwala's arrows found skulls before eyes. At the Whispering Canyon, Bastion held the bridge for hours, shield raised against endless wights, while Tyron's flames swept the sky. But the worst came at the Vale, a dead forest cursed to mirror your worst fears. Tyron saw his family burning. Bastion saw his creators dismantling him. Kekwala saw himself as a lich. Only by standing together, steel, scale, and skin, did they pass through unbroken. Dreadhold Spire was not a fortress. It was a mausoleum. Stairs built of spine, torches burning green flame, walls that whispered names the party had never spoken aloud. They fought a death knight in the Grand Hall, once a king who bowed to Zorathion in undeath. Bastion shattered his blade with divine fury. In the library, Kekwala shot through 6 shadows with a single lightning-fletched arrow. And in the Vault of Souls, Tyron made his choice. He offered a spark of his phoenix blood to ignite the ancient Forge of Dawn, sealed since the First Age. In doing so, he shortened his life, a year, maybe less. But the the fire would burn like no other. At the spire's peak, beneath a sky stained red, they found him, Zorathion, cloaked in black robes, bones bound by arcane chains, and eyes of violet hate. His voice was a rasp across a grave.
You are too late. The world dies. I remain.
The fight shook the tower. Zorathion hurled soul-rending spells. Bastion blocked them with a shield of radiant light. Quaquala darted through shadows, planting arrows in the lich's wards. Tyron ascended. With his last reservoir of phoenix power, he invoked Infernal Sunrise, a spell thought lost. His body ignited in golden fire, scorching away the lich's defenses. The air screamed. But Zorathion struck back. A necrotic beam pierced Tyron's chest. As the human fell, Quaquala fired a single obsidian arrow, the one carved from his clan's shrine. It struck Zorathion's phylactery, hidden in the crown upon his head. And Bastion, the unbreakable wall, charged forward and shattered the lich's skull with a divine hammer. The spire collapsed. From the ashes, only two walked out. Bastion carried Quaquala, wounded but alive. Tyran's body was never found. Only a pile of scorched feathers. And a warm wind that followed them for days. Zorathion's grip on Nerith ended. The undead crumbled. Forests regrew. Rivers ran clean again. Bastion became a guardian of the new dawn. Quaquala returned to the marshes, now a legend. And every year, on the Day of Flame, the sky over the ruins of Dreadhold glows orange for just 1 minute. Some say it's coincidence, some say it's magic, but the bards know better. The phoenix still watches, and the last ember still burns. If you enjoyed this tale, subscribe for more epic D&D stories, and remember, sometimes the smallest party leaves the biggest mark. Until next time, stay brave.